Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome to Started Up Smart today. And as promised, I bring you the subject matter experts, and sitting before me today is Shaylynn Johnson, a master marketer and just a super fun chick to be around. So, with that being said, I've definitely outlined some questions for Shaylynn today. I do want to share this with you before I get started with her, though. That I'm going to offer you the lowest possible ticket price for the Started Up Right event that you could possibly get. Yes, within the next 10, 15 minutes, because this call will not be a half hour or 2 hours.
No.
It's going to be pretty short, but it's going to be fun. So, Shaylynn, as the master marketer, I've got some questions for you today. And you really do things differently.
Hi, Joe. I do.
That's why you're here. That's why I want to talk to you about this, because you do things differently. I hear words like, building relationships and boots on the ground. And I'm like, okay, well, those are cool, but what does it all mean, right? So tell everybody, Shaylynn, why do you look at marketing so much differently than everybody else? And what's your approach? What's the deal?
All right. Well, hi, everyone. I guess I could come up with a lot of reasons why I look at things differently. Some would just say I'm a weirdo, but I think I'm pretty cool. So I grew up in a small town. One of the first things I remember as a kid, like with marketing, I won a Sprite bike at the local grocery store. And it, like, in my mind, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so as I grew up and did different things, I mean, I grew up in a small town, but I've lived in really big cities. I've worked for huge Fortune 500 companies and smaller mom and pop shops. And so my way of looking is probably just, all those things that come together and what works and what doesn't. And I'm a big fan of trashing what doesn't work and moving on with things that do. And so,
I love it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My kids and I, we've lived in a couple of different towns, and I always laugh because wherever we live, we like dig our roots in deep, right? We're at every event, we go to everything, we know what's going on in the community. And I know not everyone's like that, but if you can give them a reason to get involved in the community, which is part of my marketing theory, is, everybody thinks it's just talking about a product or throwing it online. But at the end of the day, it's building relationships. And if you're not doing that, you're not building the foundation you need.
I love that. Now, I've heard you say building relationships many times, and not just today. When we've talked in the past, you've talked about that, like, not ad nauseum, but I'm assuming you probably will eventually. So what is it about relationships, and what kind of relationships are you talking about, just so our audience completely understands exactly what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, I would challenge people to think about because everybody's either got a service or a product to sell, right? And so you've got to have a customer. And I would challenge people to think about where those customers are. And I mean, right now, like we're right here right now. And so I hope some of our clients and customers are watching this, but I know where some of my others are. They're at work. And so if I want to reach them, I need to go to their work. I need to put my face in front of them. I need to let them know what I'm doing, right? And so a lot of people, they forgot about that piece of it. There's so much done online now that they aren't out in the community. And I know not everybody's comfortable with that. Some people are like, nope, I'm done. I'm not going to an event. But somebody in your company is the right person for that. So if it's not you, then I challenge you to figure out who it is and where your customers are on a random Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Figure out how to get in front of them. And that is the part I talk about the most, because if you're not doing that, then at the end of the day, you're as forgettable as anybody else.
So you say boots on the ground and building relationships. Both of those things are kind of one, right? They're not separate.
If you're doing it right, your boots are on the ground and the relationships are getting built.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I used to say, I owned a cleaning business for a little while, and I used to say all my competitors should be in fear of me because I am out doing I'm knocking on doors and making cold calls, and I am building relationships and introducing myself to people they don't even know, or maybe they do know. And when was the last time you visited that customer and maybe took them a treat or something to make sure they knew who you were, right? So it sounds like a lot of what you talk about. Is that where you're at? Boots on the ground? Describe that to me for this audience.
Well, so what I do, plan your approach, is all about literally just that. That's why the name is so simple, right? You plan your approach. You can't just go into things and hope they work out. If you don't have a plan, chances are you're missing opportunities, you're missing just basic things. And people think it's got to be hard, right? Like, oh, I've got to go to every event. Oh, I've got to do this. No, pick a handful of things a year, collaborate with your neighbors. And I mean, not everybody likes to do this, but I totally get online to see what my competitors are doing, and everybody else should too, because if they're doing something that works, there's no reason you can't, tweak it to work for you too.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm a big about being involved in the events in your community. I think when people get out there and like even I'm in a little tiny town in Utah right now. I mean, like no stoplights, people ride their horses. My 10-year-old drove today. Don't judge
Okay.
me. Don't judge me. It was on private property.
You're an
But
awesome mom. What are you talking
right?
about? You stay after that. It's fun.
Yeah, and like even here, there is marketing. So there's a little place in town. They started selling sandwiches, and now they have a farmers market that they put on with other people, and they let other businesses come and promote at their location. I was at a business in Salt Lake a couple of weeks ago, and I pick up things all the time, right? Because I just am like, oh, this looks like it's working, or oh, what's this? But they're in like the main level of a business, and then there's a company upstairs, and I didn't even know what the company upstairs did. Well, they've co-collaborated, and so there's like a flyer as you're leaving that tells you what the business upstairs does. And if you take your receipt from where I was at, they'll give you 20% off if you want to go up there and try them out. And I'm like, and then I go upstairs because I'm nosy, and I'm like, hey, I just saw this downstairs. I was wondering what all you guys do. And they're like, oh, they give our clients 20% off downstairs too. And so I always look at opportunities like, where are you missing? And it doesn't have to always be a sale. You don't always have to give 20% off, but even just letting people know you're out there. Because a lot of people I've found, like, I'll talk to people about a business in my town. It's been there for 10 years. And they'll be like, oh, I didn't even know that was here. I'm like, what? So if you're not out there in the community, I mean, your plan, it's not working.
Okay. Well, talk to me about that, because a lot of people have a fear about being in front of people and talking to people about their business. How do you coach those folks? I know, right? See, you've heard this before. I have no question about it.
I don't like being on camera. Are you kidding? Hi. No, I feel awkward. It's fine. It's okay to be a weirdo and be awkward, as long as you're being authentic and you're, and here's the thing, Joe, it doesn't have to be you. Joe doesn't have to go out and promote Joe's business. It can be, I used to do marketing for Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A owners did not go out and they did a little bit, but they did not go out and do marketing. There were two people in particular, and I took them everywhere. Oh my God, they were amazing. They remembered everybody's name. They were the life of the party. I mean, they were down to like, come to our business. And like everybody has somebody in their business that will do that. And if they don't, it can be a super part-time job for the right person. It doesn't have to break the bank. And so it doesn't have to be you, Joe, if you're not the person out there, which I know you are because you're all about the people, but
shaking hands and kissing babies. Let's go. I got you. Awesome. Yeah. Well, what advice would you have for folks specifically around their marketing? And then again, let's end with about this event as well.
Yeah. So the event's going to be great because whether you need marketing or anything else, I've gotten to know a couple of the speakers. I can't wait to go. I'm going to learn stuff. I'm already excited for my own self. So as far as the marketing goes, I would say if you want to come and really like get something from what I'm offering at the conference, I think you need to take a real look at where your marketing's at and what you're doing. Like sit down and make a list. It'll take you 5 minutes. And then you'll kind of have an idea of where else you need to be looking before you even leave. So I'm not going to put a whole plan together for anybody per se, but I am going to be there to answer questions, give ideas, maybe point out some areas you're lacking if you don't mind, because I'm a blunt person and believe that that's the way to get things done the fastest.
Yes. Action, action, action. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
I don't know. I could talk about marketing literally for an hour, but I know none of us have that kind of time. So I'll save it for September.
That's a good idea. I'm going to save some of mine too. Okay. Well, Shaylynn, I really appreciate you today. I think we are cut from the same cloth. We
Yeah.
do believe that relationships are probably the most important part of a business, and being out there and shaking hands and being present and representing your business is
Mhm.
also very important. And like you said, it does not have to be you. Hire somebody that's good at it. Hire somebody that loves it. I have one of my sons. That's his thing.
Yeah.
He just wants to be out meeting people and talking, and drives me nuts, but it is what it is, right? I mean, some people just love that and some people
Yeah.
don't, right? I'm kind of that happy medium somewhere in between, right? And put me on camera, no problem. Door to door. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Everybody knows somebody that knows everybody. I went
There
to
you
a
go.
small town community dinner this week, and it took us probably 30 minutes to leave because I went with my dad, and I thought we were going to say goodbye to 2 or 3 people and head out. And 35 minutes later, we were still
There you
kissing
go.
babies and shaking hands. And I'm
There you
like,
go.
that's the
I
relationship I'm talking
understand.
about, where everybody knows you.
There you go. All right. Well, Shaylynn, I need to share with them the
Yeah.
website and how to get a ticket for $99. Yes, $99. Folks, here it is. Stand by. Uh-oh. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger so you can actually see what's
There
going
you
on,
go.
right? So anyway, this is the startitupsmart.com website. Yes, that is where I am at. If you scroll down, you will find the tickets, and you will also find a place that says coupon code. And when you find that coupon code, if you'll enter Utah 2024, you will get this ticket for, yes, $99, not $349. And folks, please remember, lunch is included.
What a
99
deal.
bucks, a full day event, lunch is included. And I don't want you to forget this. Shaylynn will be there to answer your marketing questions too. That alone, not encompassing the 8 other speakers, plus the keynote, plus all the vendors that are going to be there. I'm telling you, you're
Yep.
missing the boat. If you may be doing this wrong, so cut it out. All right, come back over here. Let's play. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Utah 2024 is that code. Put it in where it says coupon code, and you'll get that ticket for 99 bucks. Shaylynn, thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
you. I
Joe.
appreciate your approach. It's awesome. And I look
Always.
forward to seeing you at the event, as well as all of you out there. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Peace out.
Bye, guys.